It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I need my credit when I'm popping shit. Shift the game like I'm driving stick. Money piling my wallet thick. Numbers looking like scholarships. I'm out there bit. Hurricane season. Send me overseas. Get a bag and I'm leaving. I'm back with the reason. I'm a rapper supreme. Like burritos on a rap for the biggest. Back to attack, make achievements. Nigga fuck a flag for religious. I put on a mask and I'm thieving. All black with a skull cap and Adidas. Insufficient funds. Fit that 150. Nigga get it done. Feeling big as pun. Industry critics don't like me. What you gonna do? Should night me? Swimming upstream so Pisces. Got a Gucci on me so icy. All the floozies. When it come stand by me, 7-Eleven is getting too dicey. I be killing y'all nigga with the flow. Notorious big, I be kicking in doors. Leviticus niggas get spiritual, call me the bishop. I'm watching y'all decompose. I don't really need no ops, I don't need no props. I'ma sink my shot like swish. I'm a Gambino, looking for a freak hoe, pink flamingo box. Everybody wanna know the recipe. I got my flow on the Chesapeake. I'm a SOB from the Ebro, my style on Texas Pete. Yes indeed. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well this Friday evening. It's Valentine's evening. If you're out with your loved one, you know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all ain't got time to tune in. I guess y'all will see this in the morning, you know what I'm saying? But for those of us that are in, you know what I'm saying, enjoying it on some cool stuff, got a little time to check your device and see what we talking about on the YouTubes of the world. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We spoke earlier about Drake and his new project with Party Next Door, the some sexy songs for you. We addressed the fact that Drake came out still addressing rap beef, still taking shots at other artists, some shots, thinly veiled at Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, Joe Budden. But in the media, on social media more specifically, Drake came out and, posted Ebro on his plot twist page as well. And as y'all know, this plot twist page for the past couple weeks has been used as Drake's, I guess you could say, blacklist, or his notebook of people that he ain't fucking with or using as collateral damage in his, his teenage outbursts, I guess you want to say. So with this, it's not like this was unsolicited or anything like that. Ebro did make a comment about Drake earlier this week, or he made a comment about a Drake-like figure, we'll say. But I think most people understood who it was aimed at. And even though he wanted to dodge accountability by saying it didn't have his name on it, he went on to pretty much admit, I was kind of talking about Drake. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up, Drake, that is, went on his plot twist page. I guess I'll go ahead and pull it up. He went on his plot twist page and he posted a photo of Ebro. Well, let's go ahead and let's slow down. First, the statement from Ebro. Getting a little ahead of myself. So this is the tweet that went super viral, 2.6 million views. He says, the inability to admit excessive materialism, excessive partying, and women, and not evolving from your 25 to 30-year-old self is a sickness. And of course, everybody knew that was a shot at Drake, because these are the exact things that people have been requesting from Drake for many years now. This is what all of the people who tend to critique him outside of the cultural aspect of his career and his existence, you know what I'm saying? Him being a little bit, let's just say, oblivious to what true black culture is, as far as like the things that we really care about and hold dear. The other critiques are about the excessive materialism, excessive partying, women, and not evolving from your 25 to 30-year-old self, not only as a man and as a person, but also as a reflection of the subject matter in his music, right? Not to say that you can't talk about materialism, partying, or women in your music, right? But I think that the way that you speak about these things should evolve as you get older and perhaps have a different perspective about the types of environments that you're spending your time and energy within. Some people may say that's unfair. If that's how you feel, That's how you feel. Not going to go back and forth with anybody. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody makes a decision in this life. You want to grow up. You want to have a happy relationship. You want to go on and have kids, be involved in those kids' lives, do your best to, provide for that family. That is your choice. If you want to continue to be, a 40 to 50-year-old man still behaving as a 25 to 30-year-old in the same environments, wearing the same clothes, using the same dialect, the same lexicon, appealing to those people, that is also your choice. You know what I'm saying? But the results that you receive out of life may also be reflective of those choices, right? So it is what it is. So here's the post that Drake put up on his plot twist page. It's got 3 photos of Ebro all rolled into it. You know what I'm saying? Turn the opacity down, right? And then in the middle, you've got a bowl of ayahuasca. Now, when I first saw this post, I was like, what type of root work is this nigga alluding to? But shout out to Opinionated Truths, because we had a quick little interaction about this. And she was like, nah, correction, it's ayahuasca. Now, remember, Kendrick Lamar was the one that told Drake that he needed to, have some ayahuasca, strip the ego from the bottom, do some ego death, you know what I'm saying, to cure his own sickness in the Meet the Grams portion of their back and forth exchange during the battle, right? So I guess he's trying to make it seem like Ebro is the poster child for ayahuasca now, because he said that, Drake is a sickness. So I guess Ebro is now the ayahuasca dealer. You know what I'm saying? He's the man that can put the concoction together and help you, get into the psychedelic realm to get you to that spot, right? Posted him on his plot twist. And again, this plot twist page is where he's posting photos of people that either he fucks with the long and strong way, or people he absolutely doesn't fuck with at all, right? And clearly this is a I don't fuck with you post. Right? So now that we got that out the way, Ebro has come out today via Hot 97 and responded to Drake posting him on this page. And let's hear what Ebro had to say.
For work in this world, the isolated sentence, Drake is a sickness, bro, that's a tough, that is, and you can't then follow that up with, yo, play my Drake party next door and think it's going to balance out. Calling someone a sickness.
But by the way, I'm not. Go ahead. Hit me with the button and let me get my thing off. You finish up. You finish up. Keep going, and let me get my thing.
No, that's the whole button.
I'm as someone who prefers hip hop that stands for something. We're at a moment in history where we have an artist that hit the biggest stage and wanted to make a statement, and wasn't just chart chasing, and wasn't just trying to appease everybody, and wasn't just trying to make something comfortable. So all the fans out there that's always been like, yo, hip-hop used to do this and hip-hop used to do that, we have that in this moment. Does it stick around? I don't know. But we have that in this moment. And in that audio, it's not about Drake, bro. Drake is a proxy. But and I said that in the audio. And for his bitch-ass fans, and let me go a step further, and his bitch ass, to not hear what I just said right there and understand what I said and think you're gonna punk me on social media by trying to take it out of by trying to take it out of context, y'all could get the button. I love this kind of smoke because let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about chart-chasing artists that only stand to appease and chase charts and make money. And we can specifically look at it in hip-hop. It happens in any genres, but we can specifically look at it in hip-hop. It is about toxicity. It is about chasing women, lowest common denominator, sex, and all the things that we complain about in the music.
Right.
It's all of those things. We've always, and not that we don't enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it and have fun. But what we were talking about in that clip was what happened at the Super Bowl and what this battle represented and what was under attack. And for people to be that upset about what I said after saying we all love Drake, we all love the music, he's beloved, but the fact that they focused in on me saying Drake is a sickness, what they removed is Drake is just a proxy. It could have been, and I said it in there, it could have been any artist. Many artists have done what Drake has done.
That's the point. It couldn't be any artist.
It could. It could have been any artist, bro.
You're kind of moving the goalpost a little bit because this whole thing started because it's Drake.
Yeah, because it's not about Jay-Z. It's not about Puff. It's not about everybody else.
This particular moment is not. Yes. I am not just talking about this particular moment. I'm talking about artists who have spent their time validating their existence based on charts. Not
Isn't that everybody, though?
No, it's not everybody.
I mean, it's not Kendrick. It's not Kendrick.
It's not everybody, bro. It's not.
So you don't think the charts are important?
It's the artists we play on the radio. It's the artists that usually get to the Super Bowl. Yes, and that's the story, is you have one that...
All right, so that's Ebro responding to Drake basically not liking what it is that Ebro had to say about him and what he represents within the culture of hip-hop. And I think there's a lot of people out there that may disagree with Ebro about what it is that he said as it pertains to materialism, excessive partying, and, copious amounts of women still behaving as a 25, 30-year-old. I think there's a lot of guys out there that's not going to like that. You know what I'm saying? Basically because that's where they are. You know, there's going to be the 25 to 30-year-old guys out there that's going to be like, well, what's wrong with behaving like us? We lit. And then you're going to have the older guys that are still fraternizing and spending the majority of their, good years that's left on this earth with those 25 to 30-year-olds still trying to be like that. And they're going to be like, nigga, the fuck you mean? I'm having the time of my life. I'm enjoying this shit, really. And then they go home to that cold ass bed. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to hit them same old ass numbers that's been in your phone for the last 5 years of women that don't want to deal with your sorry ass because you ain't grew none, but you still want to send them a text every time they look happy on motherfucking IG. You watching them stories, sending goddamn emojis in that inbox, knowing you ain't getting no response. Or the only response you get is a laugh emoji back of that motherfucking woman laughing at your ass. Yeah, y'all gonna feel some type of way. No shots. Okay? But we gonna call a thing a thing. Everybody want to talk about real talk. We gonna keep it real till that motherfucking real truth serum get inside your motherfucking glass. Right? But nonetheless, it is what it is. And there's also some people out there that feel like Ebro is the wrong messenger, right? There's some people out there that feel like Ebro has utilized his platform and his position on this very station, Hot 97, and has isolated the real hip hop artists, the true hip hop artists, the lyricists, the people that actually put their heart and soul into the music and maybe not prioritized what's friendly to the charts or what have you, right? And there's been artists in the past that Ebro chastised live on air, namely Joey Badass, namely Astro, who was basically like a smaller version of a Joey Badass, right? And he basically, in so many words, told them, y'all mad at me for not playing your music on the box, on the radio, but y'all not giving me radio-friendly music to play, right? And those artists had a hard time swallowing those truth pills. Now, what I've always said in my position and in my stance on hip hop is, if you're a lyricist that wants to get mass appeal, like a Kendrick Lamar, right? Like a J. Cole, right? Then you have to understand how to balance out what it is that you're doing between doing the music that's strictly for the albums, for the mixtapes, for the hardcore listeners, and also learning how to use your voice as an instrument, creating melody, working with the right producers, right? Yes, Kendrick Lamar works with Alchemist, but we've never seen Alchemist do a complete Kendrick Lamar album. He's still going to work with Soundwave. He's still going to work with Cardo. He's going to work with some of the people that can produce, you know what I'm saying, upbeat music. Look at a song like N95. That wasn't a hit, but it was an upbeat song, right? And now, 2.5 years after N95 first debuted, it's being used as the soundtrack to the fucking trailer for Captain America, right? Longevity, understanding how to make music that carries. A lot of so-called lyricists are not trained to make actual music, right? So you also have to know how to make music in order to even be in the conversation, right? And Drake, what he's used to his advantage and many times is melody. That was his calling card. That was what made him different coming into the game, right? After he solidified his position, he started getting around the tough guys, and he was the guy that could bring melodies to the tough guys, which also gave him the creative license to talk tough because he was surrounded by the tough guys as well. Then he went out and started merging himself into everybody's culture, right? But he started chasing the charts. After a while, it was like, damn, how much chart chasing can this guy do? We got goddamn Middle Eastern Drake. We got Jafaican Drake. We got goddamn Arab Drake. You know what I'm saying? Then one day that nigga look like French Montana. One day that nigga look like DJ Khaled. Next day that nigga want to be Vibes Cartel. Like, yeah, it can't, like, you, hey man, chill. But that was his fault. That was the moves he made. Now everything came to a head. He went against a guy who stands up for hip hop culture and has his finger on the pulse of what people want and want to hear. Especially with everything that's going on in the world, people want to attach themselves to somebody with some substance because there's so many people that don't. Yeah, it's an easy call, right? Plus, everybody always knew Kendrick was lyrically superior to Drake. I don't think anybody really questioned that, but it came to a head and he had to display that. So now, in the aftermath of all of this taking place, Drake is having trouble finding his footing. He doesn't know whether to go left or right. He decided to make a album for the ladies, and the ladies aren't even the primary people consuming it. Go fucking figure. You know what I'm saying? He tries to make music for the guys. You know what I'm saying? More hardcore lyric stuff. He did that For All the Dogs, Scary Hours 3 shit. It didn't even do nothing on the charts, right? The charts guy didn't even hit the charts like that. So he's in a weird space. He tries to bar up. People like myself dissect the bars, and it's like, damn, his bars is kind of not hitting like they used to. Right? So he's in a disadvantaged position, and Ebro, with his position on being on two big shows, he's on Hot 97, the quintessential example of what hip hop radio is. We may not listen to it. I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the South. I don't even have access to it outside of the videos. You get what I'm saying? But this is one of the first all hip hop music radio stations in the country. And they've upheld that for decades. So that's a very important position, whether or not we're listening to it every day. And then he's got the Apple Music position, which he was in position to have that interview with Kendrick leading into the Super Bowl, to have the conversation that everybody had been waiting for Kendrick to have, finally come outside, speak, and let people know where he's at. So he's working twofold, and he's just coming out and speaking the real. Now, whether or not you want to accept it because of his past, you know what I mean? That's on you. But I don't think anything he said was any less true. Now, Wayno had a few things to say about this, because he says, I understand you taking a position on Drake and things like that, but he feels like Ebro took it a little bit too far and made it personal. So let's go ahead and see what Wayno had to say about the situation.
I just feel like niggas is just saying what comes to mind. Also with this whole rip his soul from the bottom. What do you know about this nigga personally, bro? What do you know about him personally? I know it's public. Yeah, we know the public shit. But what do you know about this nigga personally where you feel like he got to go see a shaman and bare his soul? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, what the fuck is we talking about nowadays? What is going on? What's going on? Is this shit rap and entertainment, or are we about personal development and all of that? Now, there's a tweet that Ebro put up, and he says, the inability to admit excessive materialism, excessive partying in women, and not evolving from your 25/30-year-old self is a sickness. Bro, that's what hip hop is. Hip hop is always like now, like what I don't like about hip hop is that we got too many fucking crossing guards and hallway monitors. It's way too many. Hip hop has always been this place that people would love to say expression. Expression, expression, expression. You know how many girls I grew up with that know the song Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. And if the song comes on right now and we in a public function, people is going to dance and they're going to have a good time and they're going to sing a song about a man telling a chick, this ain't going to work out if none of my homies can't get none of this. And all the girls I grew up with, they love the song. You want to know why? Because it was just a song. It was just entertainment. It's just music. Now, there are people who their path in music is a different path. And we respect that and we love that. Facts. We ain't want to dispute that. We respect that shit and we love it. But everybody is not on the same path. And I think that like the problem that everybody has with Drake, including myself, is we always wanted him to be what we wanted him to be.
All right, Wayno. So I think all of these things can coexist, right? You can have the party rap. You can have the more conscious, intellectual lyricist rap. You could have just the niggas that know how to rap really well, making hit records. Like all of it can coexist. But I think as you become an elder statesman in hip hop, once you start nearing 40, once you get to your 10th album or whatever the fuck it is, if you're anywhere between 5 to 10 albums, I don't think it's out of the line of questioning to ask the artist to evolve, right? The folks who go down as pure legends evolve at some point, right? Doesn't mean that they got to tell you how to eat your steak or how to cut that bitch, but you expect some evolution. You don't want to hear them make the same song over and over and over again. If you listen to Kendrick Lamar, we got to use him as an example. He's an artist that is infamous for making each album sonically and thematically different. On GNX, he's rapping in a totally different tone. You know what I'm saying? He talks about gritting his teeth in that Apple Music interview. Guess what? He's gritting his teeth all over that. The black Noah, I just strangled me a goat. We haven't heard him in that scowl before on a consistent basis, right? He reinvented himself in a different way, right? But it's still true to himself. So, but let's take it to your last point about the homies can't have none. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right? Your homegirls grew up loving that song, even though it was blatant disrespect to women. I hate to break it to you, Wayno. As much as women love that song, if you haven't seen the shift that's happened in the past 5-6 years in hip hop, the women were desperately in need of a voice to counter shit like that. Why you think people didn't want to hear from male rappers for so long? Right? Me having an open mind and open ear, respecting the culture in totality is one of the reasons why my channel even grew, because I was actually listening to the women in hip hop's music and giving it an honest listen, giving it honest ratings, and treating it with the same amount of love and respect as I would their male counterparts, right? And I was rewarded for doing that. It's not something that I sought out to do. I just did it on my own. And while I was talking about the men in hip hop, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna cover the ladies too. They putting out more music. They putting out more albums. You know what I'm saying? They coming out, they looking young, they fly, they popping shit. They got storylines. They got their own beefs. Like, why are we not talking about this stuff? So the women wanted their voice to be heard as well, because, okay, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. But what about the ladies? Where do the ladies get to have fun? Because y'all act like we're only included in the party when you running a train. Who wants a train ran on them all fucking day? How many women can identify with that? You know what I'm saying? So then when the women start popping they shit and it's about the whopping and then it's this and that, next thing you know, you got men that come out and say, no, that's not what a woman should be talking about. And we're going off on a different tangent here. No, that's not what a woman's supposed to talk about. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all should have more respect. We have a higher standard for y'all because y'all are the bearers of life. Y'all are the homemakers. Right? Let's not act like that, like women didn't get hit with that for the music they've been making. But when did niggas get that level of criticism from the women? The women went along with it. They liked it. But guess how many women went through their fucking college years feeling like, damn, I'm not fully represented in this culture that I love, respect, provide resources, buy tickets to, buy albums. I love these artists, and I don't even feel like these niggas love me back. You know how many women felt that way too? So let's not act like the voices haven't been there. And that's why we're calling for people to grow up, mature, and open their fucking minds so that we can have a more diverse culture. Because we want to talk about culture all the time, but it's not a culture if you're excluding the very people that create it or play a huge part in it. So no. But again, I'm taking this somewhere it don't need to be, right? Well, exactly where it needs to be, but I'm talking a little bit further than I intended to. Let me say that. You know what I mean? But so for Drake, you know, you've been the number one guy since 2008. It's 2025. You had a 16-year run as the nigga. You know, whether or not you get back to that spot, I can't take away the 16-year run you had, homie. That shit was cemented in stone, and, you know, the right nigga just happened to take a stone to your motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying? I can't change that. I can't do nothing about that, you know? And it just so happens to be the nigga that I was listening to the most the whole time. So, yeah, I'm a fuck with that. But you be all right. You tough, ain't you? Take that fucking lawsuit down, man. Or amend that bitch and take Kendrick's name out that fucking lawsuit. See how strong your chances are with that nigga name not in that motherfucker. How about that? Mr. I ain't focused on rap beef. I'm trying to get the party lit. If you take the number one spot, what you gonna do with it? How about them apples? It shouldn't offend you when your fans say, hey man, we just need a little bit more you know, we don't want you doing Rich Baby Daddy. Or in the midst of a Rich Baby Daddy, like give us some other stuff. Give us some substance. Who are you? Are you growing? We would love to know. If that's offensive, that's on you. So if you mad at Ebro, and Ebro said something in another part of the interview or in another part of that video that wasn't in that clip, where he said, you know, Drake never mentioned me before throughout his whole career. He ain't never posted about me. He ain't never spoke on my name, never mentioned me. Right? Because he was too big of an artist. He was so high up on his high horse that he never really had to pay attention to nothing that he had to say. But all of a sudden now, you're paying attention to what Ebro got to say. Shows me how far you've fallen from that high horse. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be safe out there. Love on your people. Love on your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more to survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.